Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how female entrepreneurs, therapists, and spiritual teachers like you have been able to add revenue to their business in less than 6 weeks without getting stuck or overwhelmed. Now, this is not only the system that I've used successfully to go from zero to over 100 clients in 90 days, but also my clients are using this to expand their offerings and get more clients. Now, many entrepreneurs are getting this wrong and they are constantly chasing customers, whereas every successful 6 and 7 figure business uses this and follow these exact 9 steps. And hence, we have here on the screen the 9 steps to get predictable sales in 90 days. I'm going to actually talk you through each of these steps. Now, what are the general problems? The top 3 reasons why female spiritual entrepreneurs are actually struggling to get more leads and scale their business predictably are actually number one, that they work with people one-to-one, and hence they have actually a very limited amount of hours in their time, and that actually limits their income. Number two is that they don't have a reliable and consistent process in place to actually get targeted leads. And number three, they're finding it really hard to describe potentially, their spiritual practices and therapies and the benefits to actually their ideal clients. And that means that they're not messaging clearly enough, or they cannot communicate the benefits clearly enough without, without explaining long-winded, right? How they can help their clients, right? So what's the solution? What can you do as a female entrepreneur who faces all these 3 challenges? Right. Number one, you want to review your current amount of income and compare that to the number of hours that you're actually spending providing those one-to-one services, and maybe you have to do lots of marketing. What is it right now? And in order to make more money and scale your services to increase your income, without actually adding more time to your schedule, right? Because we entrepreneurs like to have more freedom, actually. There's only 1 or 2 things that you can do. Either you can increase your one-to-one pricing, or you can create some digital assets and potentially record some of these assets or start some group programs. And this way you can actually serve more clients in less time, making more money. Number two, you need to get targeted leads consistently, and not by random posting or reaching out, that have no strategy in place, right? You want to put that in place and have like almost like a machine in the background running for you and helping you with that. I'm not saying it's a push button principle, but you need to have some systems in place in the background to help nurture those relationships and generate sales on and convert those sales at some point, right? And number three, don't shy away from selling, and sharing your unique gifts. That's the thing I also found with especially spiritual entrepreneurs. They're actually hiding behind their gifts, and because they don't know how to communicate, and maybe they don't have a clear structure for their program. But this is what I'm going to help you with right now, because if you could potentially put together your 9 steps in terms of how you are helping your clients, wouldn't that be a huge win? Because it will help you, you know, um, you can really talk to your client and tell them what you're actually doing. Like, for example, if you look at this slide here, we're looking, like, if you look at the bottom left-hand corner, there's your starting point. Your starting point may be that you're confused, you're overwhelmed, don't have enough leads, and obviously not enough sales, right? You want to make more income. And then if you can go through the 9 steps, starting with the pivot phase, which is the foundations, then you build up, into the middle section, you build, and then you monetize. And then on the right-hand side, you'll see, what's your result. It's an automated lead generation strategy. You have a unique solution, you have more sales, and do that in less time. So what would that, be for you if you would be able to, resolve all the problems I just told you about, like, potentially either get more higher paying clients, and you can actually really explain what you're doing and how you are, leading someone from point A to point B, or you can create a group program and really structure your program and have some sort of signature solution that you're known for, right? So this is what I want to teach you right now. So there's the 9 steps. to get this predictable sales process in place. And I know my clients do that in 90 days. So these 9 steps need to be put in order in exactly that way because it makes sense. You will know why in a minute. So let me start with step 1. So step 1 here is your purpose and your focus. Now, you really want to put together a roadmap to determine what's your current situation, and you want to plan a future state, because maybe you're not happy with your current state. Maybe you don't even know exactly what's coming in and what's going out in your business. You want to be really, really clear around that in terms of, ultimately, how much money are you making right now, how much time are you spending, and ultimately, where do you want to go in your business? Okay, so this is work is really, really fundamental, so that you don't only want to know where you're going to, what you're doing right now, but also how you're going to achieve those goals. Step 2 is the mindset foundations. This is really where we need to focus to create a success mindset, and more importantly, habits that will actually help you stay productive and create that right energy in your business, so you can actually innovate and continuously attract your ideal clients. Now, tackling your mindset and habits early on will absolutely help you, eliminate that feeling of overwhelm. Quite often we feel overwhelmed, we feel doubt creeping in when things aren't quite working out the way we want it to work out. And of course, also there's fear or procrastination. And we want to, make sure that you're equipped for those kind of times. So step 2, address your mindset. Step 3, it's about customer mojo. So we always talk about customer avatar, who's your customer, and that may seem a bit of a boring subject, and people don't really want to work through that quite often. And maybe think about it in this way, right? Or maybe you're in a situation where you're attracting people who are freebie seekers, or they don't want to pay for your services, or maybe you're shying away from putting your prices up. So really sit down and ask yourself, who is my 5-star client? And what is my 5-star client policy, right? What are those people's current problems and current needs? So really sit down and think about your ideal client here in those perspectives. I want my customer to be pay me in full. I want them to be able to afford me. So what's that in terms of how much money do they need to earn? And, them showing up, doing the work and all this kind of stuff. Because knowing your customer avatar will help you really create a strong message, which we're going to do in step 4, and become relevant and connect with those that you want to work with and help the most. That's all what we want to do in business. We just want to work with those that we know we can help, and those people who will do the work, be committed, and also will actually get those transformations. Step 4 is your power core message, right? It's about creating that core message in one sentence based on what you know about your customer and their problems. So you will be able to express that very powerfully wherever you go, how you're going to help, how you're different, and how do you provide this service as well. So, and the other thing is as well, you want to actually have a very clear, distinct message. Like, for example, obviously mine is here on screen. It's I help women or female entrepreneurs, spiritual entrepreneurs, therapists, and coaches create a consistent income without overwhelm, frustration, and detours. So my power message here actually specifically talks to spiritual female entrepreneurs, therapists, and coaches, and not anyone, like men and moms. It's very, very specific, right? So don't try to speak to everyone, because then nobody really will hear the message, right? So then you speak to no one. So you want to have a power message, like who is it for, what's the benefit, and potentially without the pain points that they're so fearful of. They want to get away from their pain. Step 5 is about building your signature solution. Now, I don't know if you know that a lot of people don't have a signature solution, and you might think, well, what is a signature solution? Well, it's actually something like the 9 steps here. Like, my signature solution is the 9 steps to get predictable sales in 90 days. So I can clearly explain to you now, those who are watching this video, like, what is it that I'm doing in my business, and how do I work with my clients, and what kind of steps they're going through to succeed, right? And the thing is, once you have created your signature solution, you'll be really able to be clear yourself as to what you're doing, and also will help you a talk to your ideal customer, as in the messaging. B, if you're thinking about creating a digital program or a group program or something new, it'll already give you those steps as well. So it makes you really clear. And C, actually, it's going to help you with content creation as well, because everything we do here, the content will flow from those 9 steps. The 9 steps are core in everything that we do in a business. And a lot of people don't do that because they don't have the 9 steps. And then they're just creating random content, which really don't lead too much, or just leaves your followers confused. Okay, so it will make you stand out from the crowd. It will give you the ability to clearly express how you transform your clients and what benefits this will provide them, right? So digital assets would be step 6. So it's about creating, something simple and effective. And now you're thinking, oh gosh, maybe, the whole tech. Yes, tech can be absolutely overwhelmed. It was overwhelmed for me as well when I started. It doesn't need to be that way. And if I know, back then what I know now before, like now it's like, oh my gosh, there's just 3 or 4 very simple steps that I need to put in place. But they're really, really essential, because quite often if you are doing everything manually, obviously you don't have a way to scale, you don't have a way to really reach more people, and unless you put in more time. But that's the thing, we don't want to add more time. So it's about creating a simple but effective way to generate and follow leads online, right? To get appointments automatically into your calendar booked in, rather than going back and forth asking them when can they do, and also getting commitment from them to come and show up. And all the other necessary assets you might want to put in place to, if you're creating a digital program, say you wanted to put together videos and workbooks and all that, all of these things need to be taken care of. So tackling technology may seem scary, but all you need is simple tools to set yourselves up. And these are basically my main 4 things I'm saying, is like an opt-in page, a sales page, some email marketing for follow-ups, and maybe not necessarily a membership site, but if you wanted that, you could always use Facebook group. But it's the delivery side of things. How do you deliver your programs smoothly and professionally, right? So step 7 is the lead attraction. Now, by now, if you've gone through all the 6 steps, you've done all the groundwork, right? You'll have a solid message, you'll have your sales pages, your email campaigns ready. So now you can really go and sort of put the word out, right? So you can potentially do a launch, you could run ads, you could do many different things. So the question is, how are you going to put yourself out there, and consistently as well, and through which platforms and everything like that, right? So this is really where you're gonna share what you're doing and getting people through the door. So nurture and tweak would then be step 8, which is really where we optimize and fine tune your message. Right? At some point, you want to look back and see, well, is this stuff that I'm doing actually working, or am I just blindly posting every day and showing up in these groups? What are the numbers again? How many sales conversations did I have? How many people have actually bought my program? And you want to know those things, right? And you also at this stage want to utilize some email marketing to actually continue and nurture your leads, rather than just having them in Facebook. People kind of maybe not see you every time, and you kind of lose track. And it's very hard to continue to nurture just alone on social media. And God forbid you've been shut down on Facebook or Instagram or somewhere else, then you may lose all your contacts, and you don't want that to happen to you. So you actually want to build an email list. And this is where I was stuck for the longest time. I was like, oh my gosh, email writing and more content creation, that's overwhelmed. It's going to take ages. But I'm telling you now, if you have those 9 steps, think about it. If you have those 9 steps, are there 3 things you can talk about in each of your steps, because you know what you're teaching? So there's certainly 3 topics in each of the steps here. That's like 3 times 9 topics that potentially you can talk about on your emails, on your social media, as a Facebook post. Maybe you want to write a blog post, or do a podcast, or YouTube videos, all this kind of stuff. But you know, here you can actually think about a content roadmap, like so much easier. And now you're actually always referring back to your 9 steps, because you are talking about 3 things, about purpose and focus, for example, right? So I could actually write 3 emails about that. So that's already 3 content pieces. And I can always say, look, this is step 1 out of the 9 steps that you need to put in place to get predictable sales in 90 days. So what is that for you? The other thing that you will probably need at some stage is when you get people onto a call, because obviously you would have built that in the digital assets, potentially an appointment calendar, and then when you nurture and tweak, the nurture sequence will actually continuously invite people to get on a call with you. And it's not all about sales, sales, sales. It's about also providing value and really good content. So people actually want to open that email from you. They want to hear from you, and you know, they're really thankful for you actually adding value to their life. So, but at some point they're going to come on a call, and obviously, you know, I'm not a big fan of massive scripts. I'm very much like the person who likes to just touch base with people, help them, and really listen to what, you know, where they're at, and really help them. So this is probably the purpose of getting on a call with someone. And yeah, maybe you want to have a bit of a script or some questions at least prepared. Maybe you want to have in your back pocket when these objections are coming up with time, no money, or whatever, right? So those are things you need to have and sort of master as well, how to actually um, have those kind of conversations. So that would be also in step 8 to actually prepare something like this, because it is really important when you have those sales conversations that you maximize this opportunity. Okay, and then step 9 is to monetize and scale. So, you know, if you're ready to gain more freedom, make more money, I think now is the time, right? Yeah, you want to actually, you know, get lots more people seeing your pages and really get your stuff out there. So scaling your campaigns in this stage, you know, makes sense, but only when you have put all the other 8 steps in place and you know it's converting, because otherwise you are putting money into, say, paid ads, and you may be actually just throwing that money away because it's not working. That's why we have the nurture and the tweak step, where we make sure it's working, you know, and so all of a sudden Facebook ads will work. Because the other thing is, people are saying that my Facebook ads aren't working for me, they're working for someone else, but I can't make them work. Yeah, it's because maybe you forgot one of these steps, or you did it some steps not at all, or wrong way around, you know. And when you're building this way very strategically, and you have strategic content that you're putting out there as in ads, and you have that power message and the signature solution, guess what? All of a sudden Facebook ads can work too. Okay. So, and yes, and here it's about launching Facebook ads. Maybe you want to automate, maybe you want to create a webinar, maybe you want to create a challenge. Like I see a lot of people doing 5-day challenges, and I'm doing those as well. So maybe it's about launching through a challenge. But again, you need to have lots of people coming into a challenge. You can then present what you do, and then get on a call and, you know, sign them up for a high level program. That's why, you know, it works so well. When you have a higher level program, you want to actually get on a call with someone. Of course, you can also create a sales page where people click and just check out and they pay, and you don't have to get involved. But there are different business models, and I won't be able to get into that in detail, but there's pros and cons about each of them. Anyways, now we're at the end. And of course, I would like to extend this invitation for you to come and book call with me. Right? Book your free mapping strategy call here. I put it here. I'm going to send you this template so that you can actually have your own 9 steps mapped out. Now, yes, come on a call. It's free. Normally, I would charge, because obviously it is mapping out someone's 90-day strategy for free. I want to help you. I want to find out on this call, you know, what do you do, where you're at, where you want to go, and then really customize those 9 steps for you as well. First, I want to help you, but secondly, of course, you know, if you want to work with me potentially to implement this faster, and that's quite often, you know, people when they come on a call and we discover, yeah, it may be a good fit, then obviously we can talk about this. But I'm not going to be pushy or salesy or anything like this. If it fits and you want to know more, absolutely. But first and foremost, I'd love you to book a session with me. I'm going to help you book your map this 9-step process out for you so that you have the tool in your hand and you can actually go and implement, and also create a predictable strategy for your business, so you're actually going to get those leads and sales. All right, so I look forward to seeing you on a call. Below you will find schedule, so just find a free slot, book yourselves in, and then step 2, you'll actually be able to download this particular bank and come on the call and we'll map this together. So I look forward to talking to you very soon. Take care.